Isn't that Virak over there? Huh. Is it just...
Ah. Seeing you at this time must mean you've already saved up a lot of credit coup. Impressive. Very impressive.
So, now can you tell us about the hidden rules you know?
If that's what you want to know, I guess you couldn't have come at a better time.
Huh? What do you mean it's a...
Leonid and those other pesky broke urchins have all gone to work in the production zone. I wouldn't want them listening in without paying up.
We get it! Just tell us all...
So, you know those pipes that make strange sounds? Don't ever go near them at night. Even if you manage to avoid the guards, you might find something even...
Something even more terrible? Like what?
A group of cannibals.
Cannibals? In the Fortress of Meripede?
Every month, they meet a few times in the dead of night. Rumor has it they might be connected to the people that have disappeared here. But what's even scarier is that they have a special proclivity. Since they have no way to dispose of the leftover remains, they have ways to transform them into other forms.
Paimon might already know what you mean by other forms. So that's what...
You two look pretty skeptical. No matter, I've got things to do too. I suggest you just act like I...
Traveler, can we just trust him on this one? Oh, so that's how you see the situation. Huh. When will all the secrets end? Virak isn't here. But the guys who went to work in the morning are back. Let's go ask them!
Just stay
What? What are you saying? You shouldn't go around saying...
What are you talking about? Listen, you should keep your nose out of other people's...
Their attitude sure is suspicious. Like they're trying to avoid us. But if they're being so obvious about acting weirdly, do you think they might... Oh, this is all getting way too creepy for Paimon. So you mean we still need to investigate some more?
Time to go.
Fielding?
What do you want? Criminals like you ought to be working right now. Catch my drift.
We just want to ask you a simple question. Have you ever discovered anything odd during your nighttime patrols?
Why are you asking about something like that? Whatever happens at night isn't your concern. All you need to...
Well... right! We've heard it happen happens a few times every month. Paimon has sensitive ears, so it makes it hard to sleep.
Really? I see. But it's not like I'm on duty every... And now that you mention it, I recall my colleagues talking about something like that before. They say that strange things tend to happen at night on pipe cleaning days. Lots of us don't willingly take those
So, what happens at night on pipe cleaning days?
And they just conduct regular cleaning of the fortress's drain. There are 3 pipe cleaning days per month. And it just so happens that today is one of the scheduled days. You can try to confirm the sounds tonight if you want, and if they're real.
Oh, okay. Then we'll keep both ears out tonight.
If that's all, then I'll be leaving now. I advise you not to try anything funny, though. Even if I'm not.
Don't worry, we don't want any time added to our sentences. Oh, he left. So what do you think about the pipe cleaning days? Right, both are a possibility. Paimon knew you would say that. Alright, sounds... I'm so tired. But we can't sleep yet. They'll be cleaning the pipes Whatever. Just be sure to wake Huh? Traveler? Did you fall asleep already? Traveler, come on, wake up! Oh, it looked like you were just peaceful. Really? So we're finally starting to figure out... Okay, well, it's about time for us to get moving. Just...
Take it easy.
Shh! Careful! We'll get in trouble if the guards catch us.
Take it easy.
Shh! Careful! We'll get in trouble if the guards catch us.
Take it easy.
Shh! Careful! We'll get in trouble if the guards catch us. This should be the place.
I know you. You were the ones we saw.
Huh. You've got guts showing up here. You know who...
You'd better leave now. Ain't nobody coming here to save you.
What'd you say? Yeah, so what if they were? If you push us, we can make...
Hey, what's the point of all those rumors anyway?
I don't have to tell you anything. If you turn around, go back to the dormitories and act like you never saw anything, then...
Yeah, scram. Nothing worth seeing here. Huh? What did you say?
Isn't that exactly what Boss said when he left?
Hey, do you know our boss? Whoa. We had no idea our boss was such a big deal. So, did he have you come here to find us?
Oh, so your child's crew here? Seems like he had no problem fitting in.
We're the only ones who heard him say those words when he left that night. So unless he somehow told you those exact same words after that... All right.
Wow, those dreams of yours sure come in.
We gave him the business for a while and would always give him a hard time when he first came. But here in the fortress, he was working the longest hours and racking up... You could always see how amazing he was, even when he was teaching. So eventually, we all decided to follow him.
But one day, he suddenly told us that he had to find a way to escape this place, no matter the cost. He said it was because he heard that call again. And as his crew, if the boss wants something, then it's our job to... So, we got to work, and used the hidden rules that were here to... We just wanted to give him a better chance of escaping on a night...
Oh, thanks to your rumor, nobody would want to come anywhere near here, But has a child already escaped? Why are you all still coming here after pipe cleaning day?
Because as far as we know, the pipe he went into isn't actually an exit. It should be a dead end. It leads to an abandoned factory area, and even if there were a way to escape from there into the sea, we're still way too... But Boss still insisted on going in. It's like he was obsessed. So we told him that we'd pretend as if he never... And that if he wanted to come back, he should wait for nighttime on a pipe cleaning day. That way...
So you come and wait here through the night a few times a month just because of that?
Yeah, but it's been so long now. We already know in our hearts that he must have managed to escape somehow.
Is it also possible that something...
Nothing could ever defeat Boss or slow him down. It's one thing we know for sure.
Okay. Paimon was just brainstorming possibilities.
All right. Keep quiet and follow us.
Take it easy.
The way up from here has been sealed off. It's impossible to get through. Boss left by going down from here. It wasn't full of water at the time. Later, we came back hoping to have a look. That's when we found it's impossible to navigate unless you're an extremely skilled
Do you think Child got trapped by the water?
Not likely. We all know that Boss was an incredible swimmer.
Really? Then have him come investigate, pronto. Just be sure to tell us if you get any news about Boss.
It's getting late. We should leave before the guard.
Yeah, we learned a lot about what happened to Child here.
Take it easy.
Whew. We finally learned some key information. When you said you knew a diver, you were talking about Fremine, right? If we ask Linny, he'll definitely have Fremine help us. Ugh. Why is Child like this? What was he doing going into the pipes? Fortunately, though, it seems like now that we can finally relax, I'm starting to feel super sleepy. It's morning already? Oh, Paimon still needs more sleep. Huh? Wait, look over there! Isn't that... It's one of Linny's cards! Let Paimon see what's written on it! Maybe you haven't heard, but today is the monthly... It's been a while since we last talked. Have you been making any progress? Ooh, today's our lucky day. We have the... From the sound of it, Linny's been making progress with his investigation. We still have some time before we meet up. Let's talk with the...
Take it easy.
Hey, you over there? Yeah, you! Say, do you like playing card games? You know, like Genius Invocation TCG?
You TCG players are like mint in the wild, literally sprouting up everywhere.
Hey, come on now. What's wrong with finding fellow Invocation aficionados? Alright. No pressure.
But why would you be looking for people to play Genius Invocation in a place like this? Don't people...
Whether you're throwing down cards or throwing punches, it's all a competition, isn't it? There are lots of card players here in the fortress. When I saw you, I immediately thought, hey, even outsiders from other nations play cards. So, sure.
Great! Since you've been here longer than us, you need to flex your seniority a little bit, right? Maybe you could start by telling us newcomers some...
I thought you would have already heard everything by now. All right, then. Did you have anything specific in mind?
Why don't you pick? We'll let you know if we've heard...
All right. Have you heard any strange rumors since you've arrived? Ben, did you know that there are some people who are always gossiping over in the... There are two guys who are always skulking around in the corners of corridors gossiping. The bigger guy, I never really found their gossip very mind-blowing. It's pretty much just the same stuff that I hear about when I'm at work every day. If you're interested, you can go talk with them. They tend to talk a lot of nonsense, but they aren't...
Good to know. Do you have anything else to tell us?
Let me think. Sounds like you want to hear something a little more tantalizing. Oh, did you know that the Duke was also a convict in the fortress of Meripede before?
Huh? Wait, are you serious?
That's right. The Duke was an inmate just like you and me. Seems he was exiled here for committing some crime. Who knows how he ended up rising up to become the warden, though. To go from an ordinary inmate to becoming the manager of the whole place? I'm not gonna lie, I kinda respect that. A forbidden zone? Sounds like something that someone just made up.
It's just a rumor we've been hearing, but no worries if you've never heard of it. Do you have anything else you can tell us?
Anything else? Not that I can think of, but I'll be sure to
Look! There are some people talking over there! Let's...
If you ask me, those pompous parasites on the surface act like they're all a bunch of aristocrats. Do any of them give half a hoot about a bunch of dogs like us?
Hey, speak for yourself, mate. I'm no dog.
Oh, you think you're special or something? If you're here, then you're just a convict like the rest of us.
I don't buy that.
Hey, how cool would it be if the whole world was destroyed by a giant flood and everyone had to start over from nothing?
What kind of filthy bilgewater are you spewing? I have family up there. You best shut your sewer hole with talk like that. Listen, things ain't so great on the surface, but who says that you have to leave? Who wants to live in the ruddy overworld?
And what makes you think they want to hire someone like you?
Whoa. Sounds like they're really unhappy about the overworld. Speaking of which, Paimon never heard anyone use the words overworld or underworld when we were living up there. That's true. There's a group of people over there. Let's go listen in.
So I said, that's not a faucet. Hey, who are you two? Why'd you...
Oh, sorry for eavesdropping. Sounds like...
What's the matter? They're just looking to join in on our fun, that's all.
Hey, don't pretend like it's okay for them to just interrupt us like that. Yeah, fine.
You hear that, Quisto? What nice!
Your expressions tell me you're looking to hear some juicy info, am I right? But before that, it just so happens...
Really? Are we that famous?
You're kidding. How often does anyone get a personal tour led by His Grace himself? Practically everyone was talking about it. Word has it that you also caused quite the...
A little mistake, huh? I like the way you put it. You see, people with a good attitude can join...
Your group?
I'm Quisto, and this is Lavaroon. People usually call us the Bombshell Bros, but don't worry. We're not playing with bombs or anything. It's just that our information is always so explosive, and we blow
So, you two really like to gossip? Whew, you sure know how...
No. You don't get it. Knowing intelligence will make things better for you here. Whoa, all this info's worth something.
I don't mind him. Quisto's always this way. Just play now. The welfare meals. Talk about the welfare meals.
Right. That meal we had yesterday was super delicious. Paimon can still taste it.
Is that so? To tell you the truth, I've been helping out with making those welfare meals.
Oh, so you're the one who made those delicious steaks. Amazing.
You are correct. I am a true professional. And since you like my cooking, I get... Listen, kids. The power structure within the fortress is quite complicated. You've already met the one person here you should never cross.
Those who have the Duke's attention get all kinds of...
I know who you mean. It's that Jurier.
But did you know that Jurier was a talented researcher?
I don't care if he was a researcher that could turn dirt into more. Speaking of which, the last time I...
You mean he hit a woman? Wow, I never imagined he was that bad.
But that Lorvine's also quite the odd one, you know? She's always...
Wait a second. You don't think...
Do you think it... Could it be that they're secretly me?
After all, I do remember seeing Lorvine beat Julia.
Okay, we've talked to just about everyone, and it's about time for us to go meet Linny. According to the card he left us, we should go meet him in the production zone.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Huh? That look in your eyes. You found something?
Hey, this is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found a boatload of information.
Oh, as expected of the legendary duo, you have my full and undivided... Huh. I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all, and he is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's... Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to find out... Father told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontaine for a vacation...
His escape route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with professional diving skills to...
Well, when you put it that way, it's obvious...
Bingo! Is he around?
He's working today. Coming here as a group would have attracted too much attention. I'll talk to him about it later. It's the least I can do. We're all in this together, so it's only fair for us to fulfill our end. Honestly, I'm far more impressed by you guys managing to collect all...
Collecting information is always...
Now, let me think. To find out more information, Fremine will have to retrace and if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest.
You can even estimate how long it'll take for him to get back?
We've been working together for a long time. We know each other's capabilities like the backs of our hands. Traveler, what say you to meeting here 9 days from now? We'll be able to pick up Fremine. Oh, and there's just one last thing we'd like your help with. Though we can just sit back and wait for Fremine's report on Master Child's whereabouts, we still need to make more progress on the Fremine's no master of disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to spend some time helping Fremine prepare for...
What do you want us to do? Will it be hard?
Well, I won't call it easy per se, but I think you'll be able to pull... Listen carefully.
You'll need to find an excuse to get into the infirmary and investigate the room and environs. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always meeting at the infirmary earlier, so it probably has something to do with the secret we're hoping to uncover. You've already met the head nurse, so she'll be less suspicious of you. Investigate the internal structure of the infirmary and any active dealings within, and pass those on to me alongside anything else you're able to discover. But also, there's no need to take risks. Don't forget, my apologies. I just started rambling out of habit.
But that's not a bad thing, right? All right, then we'll head out as soon as we finish our prep.
Let's go our separate ways for now then. Don't forget, we meet here again in 9 days.
Hey, stay here for now. Paimon will take a peek. There seem to be several people.
Right. I feel like
It's not impossible.
So... it's a bit hard to understand them from here, so... Oh... Someone! Please help! She's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin.
The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Bug freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion. Could it be poison?
Let me take a look. Please, lie down over here. Don't worry, I'll get you to the bed safely. Here, hold on to my shoulder and walk slowly.
You can do it, traveler!
Don't apologize. You're sick after all. Now, please relax. I'm just going to do a preliminary checkup on you. My checkup has confirmed that she's not in any mortal danger. That's our worst fear out of the way.
Oh, that's good.
I'll continue my diagnosis of the patient now. Please, relax and take a deep breath. Don't sense serious damage to your organs either. Does it hurt when I press here? And here? Huh? But based on my initial checkup, there shouldn't be a problem here. What about here? Does this... I understand. So that's... I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. That's all. Nothing too serious. Outside of a pretty bad stomachache when it...
So that's what it is.
And there have been other inmates complaining about the food recently. I'll inform our head chef. Congratulations! The health risk is incredibly low, so you should recover within a couple days. Miss Levine, I'll have to trouble you to help me look after this new patient while I'm gone.
Very well.
And she hopped away just like that.
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
Her stomach aches really bad. She was stumbling about the whole way here, so Paimon's really worried.
If Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry. She's the best medic we've got down here.
But it also looks like she's the only...
Well, that's...
What do you mean that's true? That's really misrepresenting the situation. Of course I can't speak for... Though they may have committed crimes and gotten locked up here as a result, they still know a thing or two about medicine, and they help Miss Sijuin take care of the...
Yeah, you're right. But did you have to lecture me about it in front of another patient? Aren't you...
That's correct.
Are you two also sick?
We've been sick a while. I come back every once in a while for checkups, and to pick up the medicines Miss Sijuin prescribes for us. You could say she fancies herself as Miss Sijuin's capable helper because—
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurier. Don't forget that you are the primary reason I have—
Hey, don't start arguing now! Please, keep it civil at least! Hey! There's no need to fight! Everyone will be released someday, so there's no need to...
But...
Release. It's way too early for us to even think—
Please allow me to end this boring and useless conversation.
And same to you, Miss Lorvine. Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively noisy—
He just slowly walked off like that?
That's just what— I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine, and that's— Well, his name is Jurier, but I hope you'll
You really can't stand him, huh?
I mean, can you blame me? Who would like someone who's as arrogant and obsessed with weird research? I'll accompany you two for a while. Miss Sijuin should be back soon, and I'm sure you'll feel better as soon as you've had some of her medicine. No, it's not—
I'm back! Did you rest like you promised?
Thank you for getting our medicine, Miss Sijuin.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should be 2 days. Miss Lorvine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still remember if we discussed the color of the pill that you should be
I remember.
Yellow, huh? I understand. These are yours. Please.
All right, then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better soon, too.
See ya!
I'm going to fill out your medical record now. You're widely known as the Traveler, right? I just want to double-check a few details.
Those two made quite the commotion just now, so why don't we let the Traveler rest? Paimon can answer the questions instead.
So her primary symptoms are abdominal pain, with second...
Yep.
Alright then.
Is there anything we should know besides to take the meds?
No, her base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure she'll
Got it! Paimon will hold the Traveler to that... Oh, you're going to take a nap already? We've been to lots of places together.
Oh, so you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry. You're awake.
How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but we never left.
Well, now you can go back without a worry in the world.
Thank you, Miss Sijuin.
Seems like a lot of people have been coming down with an upset stomach lately.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
You really are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time? No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, don't take my grilled fish, and Paimon talked with Sijwin the entire time you were asleep. Whoa! You really are super thorough! All those... Today's the day! Let's go meet up with Vinny! Oh!
Hmm? Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you didn't infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces. Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything's going well for her.
Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fremine returns. If everything went well, then...
Is now really a good time to go over?
According to my observations, Sijwin always spends around half an hour away from the... Also, I'm her brother, remember? It's a...
Okay, then let's head over.
Lynette should be here right now. Huh. Strange.
As expected, Sijwin isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let... Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we...
Okay.
There are some books here and a few files. They all look... Advanced nurse... These sure are some interesting books. She even has books on under...
See? None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in.
That's the excuse you used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad, which means either that.
This is it! We saw it before!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's. The space behind it is empty. From its size, could Lynette have tried to get inside? Let's look around here for some more clues.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper!
A slip of paper?
It's right over here! And there's a bunch written on it, too. It reads, "Out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message."
This is.
Is that all? The back. This.
Show me! Now!
That look on your face. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No. Could she have? Is she already?
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into.
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning. You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. We're a completely different story, though. I'd like to know that, too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic. Just think everything over. I have to stay Wait, you're right. The fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds... Could Wriothesley...
But what does he gain by letting Fremine leave like that?
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of... We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably...
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down. Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child.
No. I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I'll go to...
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please...
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted. I have to go. I'll find a...
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably...
Someone! Please help!
Whoa, are you okay?
These two. As expected, they've already found this place. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to pay. Being able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill.
Wait! Wait! It's no use. We have to catch up to him. He's already out of sight. How is he so fast? office.
Come out and face me, Risley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to...
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start. As for Fremine, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremine is not.
He's not. What do you...
Lenny!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me. Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So, where do you think he—
Wait, you can't mean... You locked him outside in the...
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for this...
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us, but...
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant... Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a... I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see...
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede?
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow—
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have— Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here.
Lenny!
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up, Mr. Fremenet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6.
Wait,
2. Time's up.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Lenny, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of... Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found, I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being...
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very different. The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour. We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work. The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very... We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. The research note said that the Melusine...
So that's what's going on. Paimon, the hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row, and if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare. At first, we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But in reality, they were all... She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijuin has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. Unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of the recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and use. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijuin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration ring, including the...
The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he does... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. Fonta's internal reports suggest that... The research note said that the Melusine race... The research note said that the Melusine race perceives... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged. The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta promoter has been struggling.
Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be. That hidden rule of the Pancration ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange... People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fonta trial product. A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fonta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the... They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration turn. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew, and so only those who proved their stupid...
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery. Although, based on your description, that Fonta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider my... All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought is, you'll pay for this! Ah!
Lenny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigewinne. That was a fantastic...
It was nothing, Your Grace.
Sigewinne?
Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional. As a...
Sigewinne...
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here.
But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Linny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace?
My dear Sigewinne, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk...
What are you talking about?
Take me if you want.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be... I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigewinne, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You...
I believe I hear footsteps.
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Clarande. My door.
Lemonade.
What's going on? What is Clarande doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please...
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like...
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough checkup. Your great...
I'll talk to Clarande while you get Fremine to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigewinne may have been forced to shoot Mr. Linney. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time...
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink...
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since...
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Sorry.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator.
Where is she? How is she?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right...
Linny, are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Are you sure? You don't look alright.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but...
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny! Oh, Traveler. Fremine?
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side.
On it. Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
The Duke and Clarande are gone.
They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned from rest.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
He's awake. Fremen...
We're all here. The infirmary at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Fremine.
How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're...
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about...
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now. I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned. Where could Master Child be? This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it? It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it. Get in gear! This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water. The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should... Oh, there are traces here too. I need to keep going. Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where we could have gone from here. Wait. What the... My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on? No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it. I can't die here. This is bad. I have to push on.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no—
That's right. I tried my—
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress.
Miss Clarande, you say?
You're still too weak for Monet. You can go after you've had Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Clarande will stay here as a guest for another few days.
A guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who—
You should ask His Grace about that.
Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on.
No, please go on without me. I don't—
Lenny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave.
Understood. In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The traveler—
Thank you.
Excuse me?
I take it Mr. Fremenet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what. Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went, so I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your work for you!
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremenet has told you already the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
Oh, right! Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremenet was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably... That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions.
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant? Follow me.
Door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa! This is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, what a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally, am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little
Well, I'm...
Well, I'd advise you wait until you...
Huh. So there's a switch on the side!
Stand back.
Whoa! They all just went up one by one!
Go on, have a look. I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and the readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. Normally, I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that and the
concentration of... primordial...
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us! Not even Novelette knows what... Oh.
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen The indicators are now red. If this continues... Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the...
But that's just... too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above...
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, it's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my... There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away the criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced... Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon... And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, as the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls, after many, many centuries. Few people still remember. Now and again, researchers managed to break...
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy said. To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one... Let's go somewhere else. This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone!
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about...
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if your grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
How about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the... Good. Saves me a bit of time explaining. Edwin's main areas of research were Archeum and
You want to blow up the fortress?
What a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants.
Ooh, are they together?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your...
Your Grace, I am...
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget... Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
What a huge... This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen.
How much do you know about Fontainian history? Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken... He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be...
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and so the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie on...
Were you inspired by the legendary...
Maybe. Fontainians were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship. Riots would destroy the fortress. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on. I'll leave you here for now.
Oh,
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you...
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Great. I look forward to what...
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, while I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me.
Must have been Risley and Sijwin.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so...
I really can't make sense of...
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to...
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations? Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot...
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijwin is also busy with something or other.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3... Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is...
Whoa, he's good. He got that...
That's Arlene.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first. I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, what's more, the Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authority. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working—
You're super smart!
Thanks so much. If Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the— that can't be the full extent of what he's doing. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea.
The sea will engulf everyone.
Could Risley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis.
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to— The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together—
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with—
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden? Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another—
Take it easy.
as well.
Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sijween?
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner.
Huh. You're right.
What would you like to eat? Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Me too! Don't forget Paimon!
No problem.
So delicious. Paimon's so happy. Paimon wants to feast like this every day.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Delicious.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just...
Sijween? Do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melusine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting...
Oh, that! I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. Thankfully, Glorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also, although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linney as well.
You were all super considerate and really thought...
It's just... Oh... I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often, too. I feel like he'd like it here. Get a good night's rest, you two. You both...
Take it easy. Take it easy.
So much... I'm super sleepy. Delicious. I'm on 1 seconds for free.
Out of my way! Get out! What happened? Why is no idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep. Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even...
They're here! There you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to... Lavaroon was saying you two were new here and you don't...
Wait, weren't you the one who brought...
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come... Yeah, he said to get as far away as...
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Attention! Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible. Attention!
Take it easy.
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
Huh.
You're just in time. But be ready to run. Three, 2, 1.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Neuvillette, why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her. Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Just what will we come across this time?
hold you back.
Take it easy.
Look! There are a ton of Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Nervalet has left instructions. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you...
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course! How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise—
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the knave.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I. I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly—
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child— Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier, as—
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Meripede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
The Fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves, unless he pranced right out of the main— Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya,
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the content—
Hold on. The water...
I suppose this is also a sign of things to—
Huh? I don't quite—
Have we entered into the next stage?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess, we're safe for now.
Indeed.
But I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confident—
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how—
So what gift must the—
He already has tons of tea in his office.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness.
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider—
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this—
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld.
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui.
I must say, Miss Farina. As the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon.
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a— Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and the prophecies hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking— But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant—
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time—
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going—
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if Fontaine will be saved. Even—
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor, allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan?
An emergency.
Oh, that look in your eyes.
The emergency response plan is.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, and what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated?
The Oratrice? It's just.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left. Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer. Oh, Paimon's super full.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before.
Paimon's coming too!
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter?
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse.
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth, as their father. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, you are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately—
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all— Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But it's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me!
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please—
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as—
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a harbinger is much higher than most— Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Arc— Oh, and I have an additional mission—
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, the initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede. You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending—
alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette— I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette— Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet ultimately, though, one must survive in order to— You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with the—
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. Thank you for protecting Farina. To To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate. So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. Permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify. I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief, and now another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this.
Huh? Why is it raining all of us?
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking? The dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so... Farina? My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope...
right, of course. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental Archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried. We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Take it easy.
You guys are back?
Crystal! Lavaroon!
You guys didn't get caught and thrown.
Huh?
Ah, and here I thought you'd manage.
We're sorry.
All right. There's no need to get caught up.
Hey, it wasn't just me.
Something like that. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still, whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him
Hey, there's nothing wrong with work.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make...
Traveler! Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing alright? Did either of you...
We're fine, but what about you guys?
It was... A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulette paid us a visit. Of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided.
How did Nervulette know that he was needed here?
Well, Monsieur Nervulette has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just... If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days. Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Courier, Miss Sijween told me you...
Yeah, I was...
That's no excuse for...
Courier! Lurvine! We're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirm?
Yep. That is still top...
It can be a bit annoying.
I mean, the infirmary does make it...
Oh, yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for...
Not at all!
Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
A bear teeth.
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from it, eh?
Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I meant...
Oh, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life...
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met...
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she...
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
Huh. That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
Take it easy.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see 2 inmates come back after?
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the work.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange. He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Clorande has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Clorande received lipstick instead.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty— Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from Sigewinne too?
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your—
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Hooray!
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Take it easy.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners, though, so it really doesn't feel the same. Sure feels that way. But the truth is, we never did anything bad to begin with, so I'm not sure why we put so much... Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not true! Alright. Okay, Paimon just wanted to... It's like, we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but... You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here? Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well! Paimon will also be an adventurer from today! Just the thoughts making Paimon giddy! The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly... We should be safe now, right? Alright then, good night to you, Traveler!